The Kayfabe Crunch is made explosive by Boom Boom Pyro. Boom Boom pyrotechnics now cause minimal damage to the environment, as our rockets are made from partially recycled animal chunks. Explode an emu, detonate a deer, and ignite an ibis, all without the guilt of causing excess damage to Mother Nature.
The Kayfabe Crunch, you're either news us or against us.
Good day, this is your Kayfabe Crunch for Saturday, April 11th, 2020. I'm Eric, End of Heartache. Coming up, we've got all the latest from AEW, NXT, and SmackDown. But first, let's dive headfirst into On This Day in Grappling History in 2011. Edge, of course, retired from in-ring competition. This highly emotional night had every wrestling fan reaching for a handkerchief. But it turned out to be a massive lie, as Edge returned to action at the start of this year. Thank you for those wasted tears, Edge. And 56 years ago today, Buddy Rogers was crowned the first ever WWF World Champion. A decade later, they became the WWF, as the Worldwide Wildlife Fund took issue with their name. Famously, Bruno Sammartino beat Rogers for the belt just 22 days later, in what many fans describe as the first act of something called burying in professional wrestling. As this was a standard wrestling match and not a buried alive match, we have no idea what they're talking about. Thank you for choosing the Kayfabe Crunch as your chosen wrestling news source. It may be a strange time in history, but that's no reason for your news to be weird. So, happy Egg and Messiah weekend! And now let's get on with the Hellish-Heartbreak news. Top story, Broken Hearts. Yes, on NXT, Tommaso Ciampa and Johnny Gargano fought one last time, inside an empty building. As all wrestling matches have been taking place in empty buildings as of late, this felt less like a stipulation and more a necessity. But to their credit, the building felt more empty than usual, and a little eerie, due to smoky lighting, exposed wood, and the referee wearing a completely black shirt. Absolutely terrifying. The two brothers then fought for around about half an hour in this warehouse, before both men seemed too tired to continue. It was almost like that scene in Pokemon the first movie, where the Pokemon are fighting the cloned, superior versions of themselves, but they slowly lose the energy to combat each other and collapse in a heap. Except, of course, with real people, as obviously Pokemon isn't real. But pro wrestling is. A shocking twist occurred when Candice LeRae, Gargano's wife and ladder match loser, attacked Gargano by kicking him in the Ciampas. Tommaso tried to use this opportunity to put Johnny out of his misery. But it was a trick, and Candice kicked Ciampa in the Garganos, and revealed that Johnny himself had been wearing a cup to protect his Ciampas. Johnny Wrestling won the match and fled the scene, where they were spotted by two people inside a suspiciously well-lit vehicle. I'm sure that pair won't be causing any trouble anytime soon. Brother, my brother. Now it's time for your fast count, the stiff backhand strikes of news.
Io Shirai wins the ladder match and will face Charlotte Flair for the NXT Women's Championship. It's unknown if royal titles will also be on the line, as Flair looks to become the queen of both the land and the sky.
Famed dentist Britt Baker's nose explodes mid-match. AEW hires Rhino in the hopes of having a roster member who can deal with such injuries.
When opportunity knocks on the door, you answer it.
But only if opportunity is stood 6 feet from the step.
Best Friends wrestle real-life best friends Kenny Omega and Michael Nakazawa. We would like to clarify that lathering yourself in baby oil shouldn't be used as a replacement for hand sanitizer and social distancing, although those around you will certainly keep their distance.
Miz and Morrison selfishly host The Dirt Sheet, while the rest of the world runs out of that specific product.
Cody Rhodes advances in Dynamite's TNT Championship Tournament. As an exclusive, future AEW titles are expected to be called the Nitroglycerin Championship and the White Phosphorus Memorial Trophy. Named, of course, after legendary Southern wrestler Willie Pete.
Sheamus makes it clear which Simon and Garfunkel song is his favorite.
I love the sound of silence.
Tenured NXT tag team makes their SmackDown debut. I just can't... What are they called again?
WWE opens up the Performance Center for the homeless. I'm sorry, I'm being told that was Elias.
And that's your fast count.
You've been counted out. I'll find an empty building, I swear to God.
On SmackDown, Sasha Banks and Bayley arrived to mock Paige for trying to ruin their friendship and their WrestleMania. Paige was not available to comment, but given we're all living day to day in this new society, she likely would have said, and to be clear, the news is allowed to do this, "Oh yeah, I did try and do that, didn't I?" Bayley stated that she's beaten, and I quote, "everyone." But a cursory glance at Wikipedia will tell us she hasn't beaten Dana Brooke, Kairi Sane, Shotzi Blackheart, Jack Gallagher, Michael Cole, Vince McMahon, James Ellsworth... not him, actually, forget him. He can be gone from history. The Blue Meanie, Ernie the Sound Guy, or everyone's favourite wrestler, God. Sasha then claimed that no one from the past, present, or future could beat Bayley. Personally, this line sent my heart a-fluttering as I waited with anticipation to find out who would be the next to face the champ. An NXT call-up? A returning star? Dare I say it, Ronda Rousey? However, it was Tamina, a woman she had beaten just 5 days prior. Sasha took issue with this challenge and asserted a pecking order, which we assume is the order in which the women's roster enjoys the films of Gregory Peck. This was all before Bayley made reference to Tamina hiding under a coconut shell, which we assume is some sort of slur, as Tamina reacted negatively to the comment. Hopefully she'll be able to headbutt her way to defeating Sasha next week, due to her thicker-than-average Samoan skull. Right, WWE? You crazy racists. And there's just time for a quick look at the stock markets. Yes, we're still printing. AEW and NXT tie for valuation. Death Triangle dominates the isosceles markets. XFL tanks, while the NFL helicopters. And don't buy DIY unless hearts are realigned. Current advice from Riddle Stocks: buy high, sell low. Bro. Join us Tuesday when we'll find out just how much new wrestling the grappling gods have given us. And remember, you can also listen to old episodes of the Kayfabe Crunch on your podcast player, or indeed, YouTube, a video sharing platform that we've decided to put audio on for some reason. This has been the Kayfabe Crunch, your not quite daily, not quite news, bump for the world of professional wrestling.
The Kayfabe Crunch is made explosive by Boom Boom Pyro. Our products are appropriate for any occasion. Celebrating a new job? Fire one off. Just got engaged? Fill that sky with fire candy. Just ordered a bumper shipment from Boom Boom Pyro? Light that box on fire and watch the world burn. Boom Boom Pyro. Let us be the instrument of your destruction.
The Kayfabe Crunch.